Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire, and look at this, not one, not two, but three of us. And there's been a development. On the right hand side, Mr. Sneaky Pete, he's only gone and got himself an XP DEUS II, brand new. He's been seduced by the wireless, lightweight XP DEUS II, and in contrast, Martin's actually lost his XP Gold Max power and he's using my old one at the moment. Don't ask me how he loses his metal detector, but he knows where it is. He's just waiting to get it back. So Pete's getting to grips with his new machine, and so it's XP all round, albeit two of us, Pete and I, are on the Gold Max. No, sorry, we're on the XP DEUS II. So without further ado, I think I'm going with program 3, which is sensitive FT, and Pete is saying he's doing the same. So we're back on the carrot field, produced lots of coins and bits and bobs. Let's see how we get on. I've walked all of 3.5 feet and I've got my first signal already. 81, 80, 81, 82. Let's see what we get. I'm still digging my first signal, and Marty's just come over with his first find. He just got a signal pretty much straight away as well. He's got himself a little button, a little sort of dome shaped. You can see where the loop was. In fact, the loop might actually still be there. I don't think it's a tomback, but it's kind of not dissimilar. You can see it's a bit silvery, a bit tinned. Probably got a bit of arsenic in there, no doubt. And date wise, I'm going to guess late George III period, sort of 1800s, 1820s, but could be through to about the 1850s or so. But it's a find, and it's a start. So let's see, I've got 2 spadefuls out. Let's see how I get on. Oh, and Pete's in with a signal already as well, I think. He's straight over. He's got himself a... Ho ho, he's got himself a coin. And it's not just any old coin. Well done, Pete. Napoleon III. 1851. I've had a few of this fella off the field. He's got a hole in the middle. Hope that's not a bullet hole.
It looks like it.
It could be. So, well done, Pete. Pete straight in with a French coin. Now, if I remember rightly, Napoleon III, we've had a few coins of Napoleon III, that's how I know it's him, but also helps the fact that I can read the fact it says Napoleon III. And I think Napoleon III was the grandson of Napoleon Bonaparte, if I remember rightly. Now, if he wasn't the grandson, he was his son, but I'm pretty sure he was his grandson. And for a time he was the Emperor of France. Lots of French coins came over to this part of Scotland through trade and through people coming here to work. So I think for a period of time a lot of the French coins just passed as UK or Scottish currency. They were accepted. So even though they were from a different country, they just passed as normal coins. Probably had a value of half a penny or a penny or so. But interesting hole. Anyone know what that's all about? Well done, Pete. Great start. Well, the boys get a good find, a very good find, and I let the side down by finding this massive, look at the size of that, massive big bit of plowshare. Beautiful. We have got 2 signals at the same time. Had a few scraps of lead, a couple of bits of foil. Nothing hugely interesting. I'll spare you from the video. I'll edit them out. Here though we've got a mid-tone, 60, maybe a bit of lead, and here, far better, 83, that's got to be a coin. Okay, let's go with the low tone, which I don't think is going to be anything particularly good, but I'd say that's a stick-on coin for the second signal in the low 80s. Let's see what we get with the first item, maybe a bit of lead. First hole was not a bit of lead, it is a little I think it's a little button. Maybe. Yep, I think it is. I think it is a little button. A little sort of domed button, maybe part of a cuff link or yeah, a little button on your shirt wrist. What would you call that? Who knows? But anyway, yeah, you can see where there's been a loop attached, I think, on the back there. Can't see any decoration, I don't think. It's difficult to film because of, yet again, the non-stop wind. But yes, definitely a button. I'm going to guess 18 into the early 1900s. Right, let's see what signal number 2 is. We are out the hole on this second and hopefully better signal. Can't see anything obvious, it wasn't particularly deep. Somewhere here, you beauty, we've got our first coin. I have redeemed myself and it looks in pretty good condition. 1892, so it's going to be Queen Victoria. Young head. Right, let's give it a rub-a-dub and give you a better look at it. It's got a lovely olivey green patina, Victoria de Gracia, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, so Britannia Regina, FD, Fid Def, Defender of the Faith. You can see our young head looking to the left, and on the back, 1 penny, 1892, and Britannia seated. Good condition. A lot of Victoria coins are often well worn and often really smooth because she was on the throne for what, about 60 years. So her coins were in circulation for a long time. The later ones tend to be the best conditioned, in my experience, but there's obviously exceptions. Never mind, it is a coin and it's a good start. So half an hour in, first coin. On to the next. Another reasonable signal. 84, 85. Coin would be nice, but I don't think it's consistent enough. But I could be wrong. It was pretty deep, but it's not a coin as expected. It's another piece of bronze, so it's a bit rough on one side, smooth on the other. So again, looks like someone's been metal working or casting metal here at some point. Who knows, could be a few hundred years ago, could be a few thousand years ago. Very, very heavy for its size, and I'm pretty certain that that's bronze. So who knows, part of an ancient Bronze Age metal working furnace or something, but we'll never know. We've got an ear blower here coming in at about 82, 79, 80, 81. Don't think it's a coin again, but only one way to find out. Very shallow, which is why it was screaming the ears off, but we've got another big lump of bronze. I know it's not much to look at, I don't have a brush on me for giving it a rub, but very, very heavy. And yeah, signs again possibly of ancient metal working. We've got another digger just here. 81, 82. And what have we got there? Is that a bit of a ginger beer bottle or something? It looks like the top of one of these stoneware kind of bottles, maybe for ginger beer or some other sort of liquid, normally some sort of refreshment or beer or such like. That'll probably be from the Victorian period, so 1840s through to the 1900s, before glass became much more common. Well, in fact, I think I can actually see. Maybe don't need my spade. It is. I think it's a musket ball. It is a musket ball. That's it. So we didn't even need to dig. We have got a lead musket ball. So this is from a firearm, a sort of flintlock style musket, and a bit of an unusual shape. It's not perfectly round, it's almost slightly elongated, more bullet shape, but I'm sure it would fire just fine. So probably dates to sometime 17 into the beginning of the 1800s, but could be earlier. First firearms, as I've said before, around the 1380s, 1385. And then it was a rapid acceleration through the 1400s of firearms, of pistols, of muskets, and of cannons as well. Still, it's a good find, and a good sign of more to come, hopefully. This one is a bit ropey. Came through it as a 74, 75. Not convinced it's anything good, but look, my wife bought me a wee tool. A wee, I don't know, like a wee scraper type thing. So it's handy when you don't necessarily, oh there it is right there. When you don't necessarily need your big spade and you need to be a bit more gentle. We've got a thing, it's iron, it's massive. Some sort of horse bridle, horse harness related item, or some sort of link maybe for pulling a plough. Junk basically, but hey, at least you got to see my new trowel. I'll have a wee catch up with one of the guys in a minute. They're getting a wee bit closer to me. We're all catching up with one another, but just cleared this straw off the surface here. And we're coming in at a solid 73. Don't know, maybe a buckle, bit of lead. Only one way to find out. We're on the dreaded tinfoil. Damn you, Mr. Kipling. But he does make exceedingly good cakes. Allegedly. A low tone for this one, and a quick kick of the ground. Came through at 51 and produced this just under the surface. Piece of lead. It looks like it's had some sort of decoration on it. Something nailed or attached to a flat surface. I've no idea, but not enough of it left to know what it is, but clearly something decorated, made of lead, and maybe nailed to timber or such like. Oh well. We've got another sort of 66, 68. Wouldn't say it's tremendous, but it's been pretty slow. Right about there. Marty with the XP Gold Max Power. In fact, my machine has called it lead. I'm inclined to possibly agree with him. What's that? That is it. It is not lead, but it's not good either. Oh, what was that? Is that an imprint? Yes. That is just a slither of metal. No idea. Right, let's have a catch up and see what top quality finds Martin has discovered.
Bit like that.
Here you go, here's the extent of Marty's digging. These are the bits that you don't see. He's got himself a little bit of transfer printed pottery, probably Victorian. Nice big hinge. Could reuse that. Bits of glass that he's picked up. Things. More things. He's got himself a wee chain. Going to make yourself a bracelet when you get home, Martin. And that is pretty much that. Bit of bronze.
Yeah.
And oh, look at that. That's from ladies' suspenders.
Two of them. There's one there.
Two of them. Is another one there.
They're about 10 feet apart.
So someone lost their pull-ups or their garters or whatever.
Look at that thing. It's kind of shaped.
Well, look at this.
What it is.
What is that? Anyone? Something decorated with a bit of a scroll effect. Don't know. Well, all in all, yeah, not very good, Marty. Could do better. Just next to where I was having my wee conflab with Marty, there's actually another signal right next to it. 74, 75. Don't think it's a coin, but it's maybe something a wee bit better. Right, whatever it was wasn't shallow, I just swept my foot and it came out. I've got an audience. Oh, got a lead seal. Not just a bit of lead. 1838. Russian. Probably a flax seal. Or if it's not Russian, it's Ukrainian or from that neck of the woods. And this would have been attached to bales of flax that were brought over to be milled and processed into linen back in the 1800s. It was a huge industry in this part of Perthshire. So, nice bit of social history, and probably one of the better finds that I've had. Oh well, let's see what Pete's got. You've already seen Pete's Napoleon coin, but he's got a few other things. He's got this little flowery decoration, sort of maybe a mount or something that's been on a horse decoration or on a piece of furniture. Pete's new nickname might be Pistol Pete instead of Sneaky Pete. Is that a little gun?
Looks like it.
Does look like a little gun. Or is it a thing? Mechanical. But it definitely looks like a little pistol. Pew, pew. And then he's got this, which I think might be a great big spindle whorl. It's made of lead. It's a bit different from the usual design. Maybe not medieval, but could be post-medieval sometime, 16, 17, 1800s, maybe used in the weaving industry or cloth manufacturing. If you know, let us know in the comments below. Well done, Pete, you've done better than the best of us. The wind is now howling. This one came through as a 77. Gave it a wee kick, relatively shallow, and look, not had one of these for ages. Focus, there we go. It's a spoon. And look at the state of it. It has seen better days, absolutely mangled. I'll not be putting this in my cutlery drawer. Tried to bend it to straighten it, but have had no success, just don't have the strength. I don't see any marks on it, but I'm sure it's probably somewhere it's going to say something like made in Sheffield. Oh well. Date wise, going to say the early into the middle of the 1900s. I think we might be on to a good one. Listen to this. 87, 88. Marty's coming with the gold max. Let's see. What did they say?
Bottle top.
Bottle top. I'm going to say silver coin. Failing that, I'm going to say a penny. No, I'm going to say a halfpenny. Right, moment of truth. Lead seal, says Mr. Pete. So, moment of truth. In fact, let's do a live dig. Come on, one of yous make yourselves useful. Here we go. Gold Noble. Oh, we're out. We are out. Look at this team effort. We'll all bang heads together when we hit the silver. It's not looking good. Oh, something round right there. What's that? That is... I think that's a silver coin. I think it might be. It is. That's silver, is it not? It's going to be a threepence. Look at that. I'm at one with my machine. It is, look. It's a silver 3 pence. 19, is that? Maybe 1919, which would make it George V. Let's get it in the sun. Look at that. Hey, boys. Right, let me give it a wee rub-a-dub. I'll get back to you. I've pulled it out the bag. George V comes good. Gorgeous George. Lovely to see you again, especially in silver form. So George V, by the grace of God, King of the Britons and Defender of the Faith, and also Emperor of India. And on the reverse you can see quite clearly 1919. 3 pence, silver threepence with the crown above. So what's that, 99% silver or thereabouts? Seen better days, but it'll clean up once it gets a wee wash when I get home. But look at that. Called it silver, thought it sounded great, and it is silver. You beauty. Well done, the XP DEUS II. This signal was a 92, pretty shallow. Gave it a little sweep and it's somewhere over here. A coin, maybe? Let's get the Garrett carrot out. Oh, there it is, right there. It's not a coin, I think it's a weight. It is. That is a weight. Wonder if it's a coin weight. I doubt it. So that's these type of weights. You'll have seen them in other videos. We get them fairly often. They stack them one inside the other from big to small, and then you use them on these little pendulum scales. Date wise, I'm going to say probably 1850s to the 1950s, and I'd say that's about half an ounce, which is about 14 grams, give or take. So there we go, a find, albeit not exactly an amazing one, but still, it's better than nothing. I have to say, I love it when you see the barley, you know, these waves almost going across the fields, or the barley, with the wind. The only downside, of course, is it makes filming a nightmare, because when it's windy, trying to keep the microphone protected is not easy. And it always seems to be when it's windy, you always need to have the sun on your back to keep out the wind, which then means you're putting a shadow over what you're trying to show people. And somewhere here, or there, we've got a pretty good solid 89. Have we got more silver? It sounds like it could be. Let's find out. Moment of truth. We're out the hole. Oh, we've got a big... Surely that is not a coin. If that is a coin, it's absolutely massive. Can't be a coin. No, it's a cog. Damn it. Damn. I thought that was some amazing big coin. Why won't it focus? Focus. There we go. So you see that? You see the teeth on the outside edge? It is a massive big cog. Well, not that massive. I don't know, maybe from a clock or a piece of machinery. Either way, that gave me a wee heart attack for a minute there. But otherwise, it's junk. I got an ear blowing 96, and I didn't film it because I thought it was tin can all day long. And I think we've got some gold. Not a gold coin, but I think we've got a gold button. And it looks dome shaped, and I would guess it's going to be a military button, if it is indeed a button, but I think it is. Moment of truth, yeah, there's a shank there it is, look. There's the loop still attached. You can see the gold gilding there. Excellent. There's definitely some decoration on that. So hopefully I can give this a wee gentle rub-a-dub. In fact, it might be a harp. Could it be a harp? An Irish harp? Right, let me give this a little gentle rub and get back to you. As is often the case, the back is too far gone. There's been lettering on it, but nothing that I can make out. Probably it'll say somewhere in London. It's normally like Pall Mall or somewhere like that. There's a great big button manufacturer. You can definitely see some letters there though. Maybe it'll clean up better later on. It's not a harp. I thought it was a harp, but it's not a harp. It's a shield of some description. Looks like it's got an X across it. Maybe a pair of crossed swords, or maybe it's Saint Andrew, the patron saint of Scotland, who was crucified on an X rather than a cross, which is why Scotland's national flag is a white X on a blue background. And then it looks like we've got a number 1 and another number or numbers that have now gone. Maybe that's some sort of regiment number, and I'm going to guess it's a military button, possibly from a local regiment to this area in Perthshire or to Scotland. But I'm going to need your help to identify it, so let me know in the comments if you know what it is, and I'm going to take a stab at it. I'm going to say date wise it's probably going to be 1880s through to the early 1900s, but let me know in the comments. And you do get lots of military buttons in fields because they used to sell off military jackets and these big trench coats and things like that, basically army surplus or military surplus. So there were huge numbers of them became available after the Zulu Wars and after Waterloo and so on, when they didn't need the regiments anymore, or when they replaced uniforms. So you could quite often buy these bullet hole riddled jackets that some poor person had probably died while wearing. So let me know in the comments below.